Hello and welcome everyone to Enchanted Empath, a podcast for your soul. I'm Charlene Murphy, intuitive empath and spiritual teacher on a mission to help wake you up to your inner brilliance, to your intuitive abilities, your ability to manifest anything, cure your body, all kinds of fun stuff. So today's topic is all about meditation, one of my very favorite spiritual tools, if not the favorite spiritual tool. And today I want to talk about 7 reasons and 7 ways to meditate. Now, there are countless reasons and countless ways, but I thought I would limit it to 7 and try to jam it all in there as much as I possibly can. You are so welcome to join the chat and ask your questions and share your meditation experiences and how that works for you. And the reason I want to really take a pause on meditation is because it's something that I know that I take for granted. It's just such a part of my daily spiritual practice that when I tell people when they have an issue, I say, meditate. And then I see their response, oh, big old eye roll. And yeah, another thing that I have to do, right? So I often I back it up and I let them know, it's like, hey, you know what? You're already meditating. Everybody already has a meditation that works for them, but maybe they're not as aware of it as they could be so that they could leverage it even better, right? So I'm here to talk about the big ways, different ways and reasons why to meditate. And you are guaranteed that I can guarantee you that you are already meditating. I just want you to, instead of unconsciously meditate, to consciously meditate so that you can use it to your advantage. And like I said, leverage the time that you're already using. All right, so let's jump into the reasons first. Well, there are so many reasons, like I said. Let's talk about the big physical reasons why. So clearly, stress reduction is a big perk for meditation, right? It's absolutely good, smart, heart health stuff. So when we slow down and we can, slow the chatter down in our minds and our bodies, then our bodies function better. So we're lowering our blood pressure. We're enabling the healing process to happen, the natural healing process that all of our bodies are wired to do. And so when we can create an environment to slow down, then and reduce that stress and reduce any kind of restrictions, or what's my favorite word? It'll come to me, but to just make everything more easy and flowing when we can just slow it down. So stress reduction is a big number 1 reason, physical reason to meditate, right? Also, when there are lots of studies that talk about your immune system being boosted when you meditate. So that's a big one for me. I want to stay as healthy as I can, right? So meditation improves your immune system. Definitely it improves, this is number 3, your focus. Focus is huge. So when we train our brains to slow down, and we do this on purpose, we are naturally improving our ability to focus. And who doesn't need or want more focus in their lives? There's so many distractions out here vying for our attention. And if we can master our minds, then our focus increases. And so does our productivity and all the other reasons why we need to meditate. So when we improve our focus, we move into mindfulness, we move into being present, right? We move into being in this moment right here, right now. So we can stop the thinking about yesterday or the past. It's done, it's over. And then leaning too far into the future and forgetting what's going on right here, right now. So when we can focus, we can bring our attention into the present moment and practice mindfulness, which is just good medicine for our mind, body, and spirit, and for our loved ones around us, and for our business. I mean, the benefits are endless. So reason number 4 to meditate is for mental acuity. This one is my favorite, and this one is everything to me. So in my work, it is paramount that I am able to flip my mental abilities on and off, and to direct and redirect, and like especially in mediumship where I'm having to, tap into a target or a person on the other side. And so I really need to have mental acuity and control over my attention. So mental acuity and focus are pretty closely related, but it's really important. I see a lot of people just flying by the seat of their pants, shiny object syndrome. Their attention is just going wherever the shiny object is. And it feels reckless and out of control, and it's got to be affecting the root chakra and all kinds of other systems in our bodies. So when we have that mental acuity and we can choose to focus, that's mastery. That's mastery over our lives. That's mastery over our brain. That's mastery over our chemistry. And it's mastery over the external circumstances dictating our realities. We dictate our realities when we do practice meditation and that mental acuity. Another perk number 5, or the next reason to meditate, is that increased productivity. When we have that focus, it like opens up time. I know we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? But when we meditate, it puts us into that present moment to where we don't have the urgency to hurry up and get on to the next thing. We don't have necessarily that list that is chirping in the back of our minds. We can be more focused on what we're doing. And a lot of I used to be a Montessori teacher, and it's the focus on your task, and that increases your productivity. You wrap it up and then you go to the next thing. And there's just something about that opens up and expands time. It feels like you have more of it. I know that we don't, but it feels that way. The urgency is gone. And that feeling of satisfaction when you complete a task is pretty amazing. Reason number 6 is that feeling of connection. Love that feeling of connection to spirit, to source, to whatever term you call that, the well-being of the universe, the stuff that makes the planets and the grass and the babies and all that. So having that feeling of connection is just good medicine for the spirit, good medicine for the soul. It decreases our loneliness. We know that we're never alone. And so when we can connect to the other side, or to source energy, to our higher self, there's a lot of information there for us to tap into, and a lot of beauty to experience. So tapping into that oneness and feeling connected is one of the major perks, and I know that that's why people self-medicate. That's what they're looking for. They're wanting that connection. They're wanting to feel that high of connection. And so meditation can give that to you in just a matter of seconds. And then the last reason that I added here, 7 reasons to meditate, is in my toolbox because it helps you manifest like a boss, manifesting your reality, creating your reality. It all starts in the imagination and the portal of everything that comes into being, right? And so how do we do that? We meditate, we imagine, we vision. That's one of the ways, and I'll get into that in just a minute. So a lot of people think that, meditation is nice. Okay, it'll slow down my heart rate. But I'm here to tell you that there's so much more to it than that. And just feeling that, knowing that you are mentally in control of your life, and able to pivot and redirect and move energy and bend energy and create all with your mind. Are you serious? And it all just happens with meditation. Yes, absolutely yes. And that's why I feel meditation is building block number one on the spiritual path, on the spiritual journey. Okay, so I still can hear and feel the eye rolls. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to sit on my mat for 3 hours a day. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to. The ways to meditate, like I said, are endless. But I thought of my favorite 7 and a few of them that I know that you do, that you can walk away from this soul cast and go, I already meditate. Now I'm going to do it really on purpose. And it really just helps all systems reboot. So I'm going to get into the first one. You're going to love this one. You're going to love it. It's sleeping. Sleeping is the best meditation, says Lama. Sleeping is your opportunity to completely reboot, to shut it down and to restart in the morning, fresh and alert, erasing all the data. Now, what I see happen with a lot of people is they'll wake up and it's a clean slate, right? It's a brand new clean slate. And what do? They dig back into the past of why they're miserable or why this or why that. And then they'll bring it back into the present moment. It's like, no, you can reboot and start that over though too, right? So when we have that sleep opportunity to reboot and we're healing in our sleep, that sleep is such a powerful tool for us. It's our cells are regenerating. I mean, our bodies are healing. There's a lot of magic happening in our sleep. And so when we wake up, we can like just be so grateful that, oh, it's another day. Wow, I feel younger. I have new cells in my liver today. I regenerated this organ or that. And it's like, you know, to realize the miracle of sleep and what's going on during that process. And remembering that. And so a lot of people say that the best time to do their meditation is in the morning, you know, so when we still have that relatively clean slate to go. I don't necessarily do that, but I meditate when I feel it, when I just want to, basically. And it's kind of like a lot of times I'm in a walking meditation where it's like an all day kind of situation. It's just a mindfulness. It's just a shift of your mental energy and where you're putting your attention. Okay, so sleep, number one. I told you, you already did this one. Now, when you go to sleep tonight, you can go, okay, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to get the best meditation of my life. I'm going to sleep like a baby, and I'm going to allow my body to heal itself in all the places it needs healing. I'm going to allow my mind to rest. I'm going to allow my mind to be open and my heart to be receptive. So if I have any information that needs to come through in my dreams, I'm going to receive them, right? And so now you can leverage your sleep time as your greatest meditation. And if that just means to allow and relax, then just allow and relax. There's so much healing happening there. Okay, so number 2 is sitting. Yeah, the traditional one, you know, the one that everybody hates. So sitting in silence, and you can sit on a chair, you can sit on the floor, you can sit on a mat, you can sit in a class, you can sit in a tree, you can sit on a rock. It doesn't matter. You're just sitting, you're quieting your mind. A lot of times in those silent meditations, you're focusing on your breath, or you're focusing on a color. Sometimes we do guided meditations. The thing is, though, that we're sitting and we're limiting the movement of our bodies so that we can be in a relaxed state. So, and a lot of people have the goal to empty their mind. I don't have the goal to empty my mind. My mind is pretty darn full, and I love and accept that. What I like to do is slow it down and calm it down and know that I can do that. I can slow it down. I can calm it down, and I can choose my thoughts, and then I can sweep thoughts away, so it's a kind of a mental game, right? So sitting is in silence, or guided meditation is number 2. And that's pretty darn easy and pretty common. And also too, I know a lot of people meditate for extended periods of time. My favorite time is 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And then sometimes after that 10 minutes, though, I feel so good, I want more. So then I'll go ahead and go back into it for another 10 minutes or however long I want to. And I use my little timer on my smartphone. I'll have to get some links for meditation tools for you guys to use. I didn't think of that before. It just occurred to me. So I'll do that, and I'll put this information in the description so you can use those little tools that help, so that you're not thinking about the time. You just set the time and then bing, it'll wake you up. You can also just use your timer on your phone. Okay, so number 3 is a moving meditation. So I used to be a runner and a swimmer. And so a lot of you who are athletic, that thing called the zone. It's like so cool when you're in the zone. Time just doesn't matter. So you're moving your body, you're walking, you're swimming, you could even be driving, you're, even doing laundry or doing chores, where you're in that zone place of just complete receptivity. You're not really thinking about anything. So you're in this open, receptive place, and there's this connection that's happening with you that, it just feels like your heart is wide open, your mind is open. And then that is when guidance can come to us, when we're open and receptive, right? So I love a good moving meditation. I still enjoy a good moving meditation. You just have to be in a place where you don't have to think too much or focus too much on your steps. So like mountain bike riding would not work, because you have to really pay attention to the rocks and gravity and all that other stuff. But those exercises like swimming laps, where it's just repetitive and repetitive and repetitive, and you're kind of an autopilot, then you're in that zone and you're in that receptive place. That is meditation. So I'm telling you, you guys are meditating already. You just don't know it. So then, now that you know that you're meditating, you can set an intention beforehand, or you can just enjoy the process of meditating, and releasing your thoughts and being in that zone place. Okay, number 4, one of my very, very favorites. It's been a favorite since I was young. I call it gazing. Just gazing and zoning out. So when I lived in Long Beach, I lived a couple blocks from the ocean. I would just go walk down to the ocean and sit on the beach and just gaze. And I would watch how the sun beats down on the water, and it's like these little diamonds. And I just get lost in that for so long. I mean, sometimes for a couple of hours. And again, that's when you're in that zone place. You're not thinking, what's for dinner, da, 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 da. You're just in that zone, and you're like one with the water, one with the sun, whatever it is that you're gazing at. And that puts you in such a receptive place. Now I don't live by the ocean, but I live in Oregon. So what do I gaze at now? I gaze at trees. I love trees, and Oregon has a ton of trees. So I can just, and I've always gazed at the trees, but now I do it more so because I don't have an ocean. But you can just like lay on the grass, look up at a tree, or watch a tree in the distance is something that I do in my backyard. There's a lot of trees around, and you can just really gaze and semi-focus. It's not even a focus. It's like a cross-eyed focus almost, where the leaves are just moving and it just feels like they're having a conversation with themselves or somebody, or maybe even me, I'm not sure. But it's really interesting because it puts you in that zone place again. It just puts you in a place of receptivity, and it allows you to rest your brain and your thought processes and your chatter and all of that. So gazing is so fun. There's stargazing. You can stare at anything. And I think I had that realization not too long ago that, of course, I like gazing. I'm a visual person, so it's going to depend on your learning style, what you're about. And I know with all of my work, I'm very, very visual. So gazing is going to work for me. I like looking at stuff, right? And then just losing myself in that. Number 5. Now, this is one that you're all doing. That we don't read about so much. And that's why I'm doing this soulcast, because I want to bring the obvious to the table and show you that you already meditate. This is doing your thing. That's what I call it. Doing your thing. So doing my thing, one of them is working. I love to work. Working can be your meditation. If you enjoy your work, if you're in the flow with your work, you're like, almost you're channeling information. You're in the zone. You love the process of creation, whatever that is. There's people who garden, people who play music, this is that stuff when you're doing your thing and you get in that zone and you just know that this is your magic. That is a really high form of meditation, people. So ask yourself, what's your thing? What's your thing? And you might not even be aware of what your thing is because you do it so much, right? So pause and think about that. And now before you do it, you can set an intention to open your heart, to open your mind, and to be receptive and to gather information, whatever might be coming through for you, or to heal something. I always like to set an intention when I meditate. And I'm going to share number 7 with you at the end. And that's what it's all about. So get into your groove, do your thing, listen to your music, play your music, go plant plants, go hang out in the trees, go mountain climbing, do your thing. That is your specific, very creative meditation that is only for you. That's cool stuff. Okay. The next one, we're moving more into the spiritual realm. So number 6 is connecting with spirit. And so we connect with spirit all kinds of different ways. There's the conventional, traditional praying, religiously, where you can use your beads, you can use your rosary, you can do your I was raised Catholic, all of the prayers that you had to memorize when you were a kid. All of that is a form of meditation. And then also, even the non-meditative, however you pray, prayer is a big meditation. It's connection to source energy, connection to the God of your understanding, right? It's that connecting with spirits. And you can also, this is where I differ and do my work. You can also connect with spirit in the form of your ancestors, your spirit guides, asking for guidance, asking for signs. This is all done during meditation. So we can pray, and that opens up things. We can ask for stuff. We can give gratitude. All of that is a prayer in motion, and all of that is meditation. And that's something that most people already do as well, right? So now we can just be more mindful. Oh, I'm meditating. So then when people say, do you meditate? You don't, it's like, yeah, I meditate all the time. Even when I'm washing the dishes and I'm folding my laundry, I'm meditating, as long as you're in that kind of the fuzzy place, the zone place. Not that it's any of their business, but I think that there's a lot of people who maybe feel that they're missing something, that, oh my gosh, I don't meditate, I'm missing something. I'm like, yes, you do. You meditate. Now you can just do it with more mindfulness and more, what's the word? More direction, being on purpose, right? Okay, so the last way to meditate on my short list, like I said, there's a zillion ways to meditate, is creating. This is my favorite. Ding, 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 ding. This is where I get really super excited. Like I said, when I go into meditation, I set an intention. When I am doing the gazing, I typically have no intention. I'm just gazing. I'm in the zone. When I'm walking or working out or in that kind of zone on my my exercise bike, I'm in the zone. I don't set an intention. I'm just enjoying the process of being in that moment and meditating. But when I'm sitting or doing a more scheduled meditation, right? I am creating. When I have something, an agenda, something to do, I do that meditation. And those can be 10-minute, 15-minute meditations, but this is my favorite. And this is something that I do and teach my clients. It's how I manifest basically everything. That's what I'm talking about. How the 7 reasons is you manifest like a boss. When you do the creative visualization meditations, you are in the creative process. You are creating and manifesting your reality, and nothing is off limits, and it's entirely free, folks, free. So this is the stuff that I am like leveraging all the time because it is so fun. It is so fun, and it's so empowering to realize how amazing we are and how wired we are and how connected we are with our spirit guides and source energy that is here helping us all the time, creating and responding to us all the time, right? So I call that creative visualization imagitation. It's the 2 words smushed together of imagination and meditation. So when I go into meditation, I imagine. I have a goal. I have something that I want to accomplish, and then I see it and I give thanks for it, or I do affirmations for it. And one of the examples, one of the big manifestations that I just did was I manifested a new home. My current home is up for sale, and I got to leave. And so stressed me out there for a second. But what did I do? I took it to the mat. I got on the mat and I meditated. I was like, okay, all right. I didn't see this coming, and I certainly wasn't wanting this to happen. So I thought, okay, let's get into a proactive mindset, get on the mat and meditate and visualize and bring in and manifest your next home, right? And so I did, and it was easy. And it was like so easy that I thought that was too easy. Maybe that's not the right choice, because that's what humans do. It's like we expect a struggle. There was no struggle. It was easy. And it's a beautiful upper flat of a home that the upper portion of it has been converted into an entire apartment. It's way gorgeous. Trees everywhere, right? So I'm like gonna be living in a tree house. Pretty amazing stuff. So something just popped into my screen, got rid of that. It's like, signs. So when we're doing those creative imaginations while we are in the driver's seat of life, right? And I enjoy these so much because it just is all about knowing that you can ask for anything, you can visualize anything, and that the universe is responding 100%. And so when we're in our everyday life, we're doing this anyway. we're having all these desires. They're popping out of us. They're popping out of our brain. They're, by contrast, they're born all the time. But when we sit in meditation, we direct it. We're much more proactive in designing. And so I like to really get in there and play and visualize, right? And I always say affirmations. It's like, thank you for my beautiful home. Thank you for the ease and the simplicity with which it will come. Thank you for all the funds that will be available to make this move happen easily and gracefully, right? So I'll get into some chanting, like with my words, and I'm visualizing and all of this. And then I just say, thank you, boom, and it's done. So, and then the door is open, things happen, the right opportunities come. And it's funny because I was looking, actually, I found my house on Craigslist. And I remember when I saw the picture of it, I said, oh, that's it. But I don't want to look at it yet because I want to look at these other ones. So I kind of saved it because I knew it was the one. I knew it. I just knew. And so then I was like, well, let me look at these other ones first, just because I was already curious. And then it was almost like I wanted to wait for that one to be the last because I knew it was going to be the best, right? And I clicked it, I opened it. It was like, this is it. This is it. This is it. And it was like, it kind of popped out at me more so than all the rest. When it was just in the, in the squares pictures. So interesting how it works. And then the process was just seamless. And the woman who owns the home is beautiful and amazing. And I know we're going to be friends, it's like, that was easy. And that to me is how life is created for us. That's how it is available for us. But part of that human condition is to complicate it and to make it difficult. Why? I'm not sure why yet, but we do. And so my solution to that is meditating and remembering. My motto, my tagline for my business is remember your inner brilliance. Remember. You already know, you've already known, but we forget because we have so much noise and distractions around us, pulling our attention in so many different directions. So when we can purposefully sit still and choose to meditate, we're taking back our power, we're taking back our focus, and we are purposefully creating our reality. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. It's really good stuff. We can heal our bodies. We can help assist the healing of other people's bodies. It is endless. You can lose weight. You can visualize your ideal health. You can visualize and manifest and create your ideal partner. You can create and manifest your ideal job. You can get guidance on how you can increase your profits in your business. You got a question? Meditation is the answer. That's the bottom line, folks. It's really that simple, and so what I have done is I have created a new program, and it's absolutely free. And it's just because I love to do this so much. And when I'm talking about it, I don't think people are understanding what I'm saying a lot of the times. So I want to demonstrate this, and I want to do this with you. So what I am creating and have created is a program called 10 at 10. And so it's 10-minute meditations at 10 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. And it's going to be live right here, just like what we're doing now, except I'll be on the floor on my mat or on my ball or my favorite ways to meditate. And I'll be demonstrating all of that. But 10-minute meditations. And here's the fun part. This is the part that lights me up the most. I'm going to take your requests on what it is that you want to work on and that what you would like to focus on. And I will create a meditation or an imagitation for you, and we'll all do it together. Because I know that if you have a question or a concern or something that you're trying to change, a lot of other people do too. And so if we can be collective for 10 minutes and put all of our energy together and meditate and focus on a singular outcome, oh my gosh, there's so much power in that. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is going to start, I am actually moving on March 1st, which is on Monday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it on Wednesday, March 3rd. Give me a couple of days to get my office set up and my meditation spot set up, right? So, and then we're going to do this every weekday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I think this is going to be a fun experiment. And there's just like no end to the things that we can imagitate upon and create together. So simple. So what I want you to do is hit me with an email or reply in the chat box wherever you are watching this now, and put in a request. It's almost like a prayer request, but it's not, right? We're taking ownership over creating all of this, knowing that we are collaborating with source energy, knowing that we're collaborating with our high selves, and all of us together collectively are just going to speed up the process of manifesting and leaning on each other for faith and leaning on each other for support. Good stuff. So I just manifested a home. Cool. My next manifestation is having to do with my body. And oh gosh, sky's the limit, right? So put in your request. Anything is possible. And then I will just wing it when it comes to creating a meditation with you for 10 minutes, right? And then I'll list every day what the focus will be on so that we can prepare ourselves beforehand. And I think that this will be a really great time for us to communicate, collaborate, and get some stuff done. And that's the bottom line for meditation. I use meditation to get some shit done, people. It's not just to sit around and to lower my blood pressure. That's the side effect. That to me is the side effect. Yay, that's a great side effect. But you know what? I am a Western girl, and I do have goals and aspirations and dreams and things to accomplish and questions to the universe. And how do I do this? And how do I do that? And so I go in meditation to get the answers. So that's what we're going to be doing together. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So put on your little thinking cap and think about what you would like to manifest, what you would like to meditate on, what you would like to change in your life. Could be big, could be small. It doesn't matter. The universe doesn't care about size, you know, and together we can accomplish a lot. And this is exciting for me to demonstrate how I do it. So that you can take all that weird fear or boredom or whatever it is that a lot of people have about meditation. It's not boring. It's so fun. And I want to do that with you. Okay. All right, everybody. So I'm going to wrap up for now. This was a really great topic for me to share with you. And I'm excited to see you next week, Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time for our first meditation. And again, hit me up. Let me know what you'd like to focus on. I'll be picking and choosing and just going every day with this until we feel done, if ever. Okay. All right. So until then, take excellent care. Be so super kind to yourself, and remember your amazing inner brilliance. Okay. Until then, peace out.